Our East of England reporter, Amelia Harper, is at the Duxford Aerodrome for us. Amelia, thank you very much. What's going on?
Well, I don't know if you can hear, but pretty much just as we've come up on air, we are here obviously at the Imperial War Museum here at Duxford, but just outside of this hangar here, it is a working airfield. Luckily, it's just died down just in time for me to tell you about this absolutely, well, not just this one, 12 Supermarine Spitfires are going to be gathered here as part of this collection. As I look around, it's just, these are pieces of history. It's absolutely amazing. So this is the largest collection of airworthy Supermarine Spitfires ever to be assembled under one roof at one time. Over 20,000 of these amazing machines were built between 1937 and 1947. And as my guest might correct me in a second, I believe they were the only Allied fighter to be in continuous use and continuous development all the way through the Second World War. It's an absolutely iconic piece of kit here, and I'm just feeling incredibly lucky to be here. But I'm going to be joined now by Graham Rodgers. You are in charge of visitor engagement here. Just tell us about this collection. It's absolutely amazing. How did it all come together? And this is pretty expensive, isn't it?
Yes, we're quite fortunate here. It is the only time around in the world at the moment that I know of anywhere where there is going to be 11 airworthy Spitfires in one space. I mean, in the conservation here area in the airspace building, it's about as large as a football pitch to have 11 airworthy Spitfires under one roof, and all with fantastic history, conservatively between 45-50 million pounds worth of aeroplanes, and we're quite excited about it, yes.
Well, I'm quite excited here to be here too. It's every child's little dream, I think, to be here. I'm looking around and it's just amazing to be surrounded by this much history. But we're standing by one particular aircraft that's got quite an interesting history. It was buried and found under the sand, but just tell us more about this.
Yeah, we know all our Spitfires by the registration. This particular one is a Mark 1 Spitfire. There are 4 airworthy Mark 1 Spitfires in the world, and 3 of them are here at Duxford. N3200 here, like I say, we know all our Spitfires by the registration, was shot down just before the evacuation of Dunkirk. Unfortunately, came off second best to a Messerschmitt 109. The pilot escaped and evaded till he got to Brussels. The Spitfire was forgotten about, sank under the sand, discovered again in the 80s, brought back up. The wreckage was in Normandy for about 20 years in a museum, purchased by a wealthy gentleman called Mr. Kaplan, sent to Historic Flying Limited here at Duxford and restored back to its last nut and bolt here at Duxford for people to come and see again now.
Well, it's just beautiful, and this is a Mark 1 aircraft.
That's correct, yeah.
A Mark 1 aircraft was one of the first to be built, and then it ranged up to the Mark 24, where there are a few different adaptations. Just give us a very quick run through of the sort of history of the Spitfire.
Well, of course, obviously war's a terrible thing, but one thing it does bring is lightning quick development between the combatants involved, i.e. us and Germany. So trying to outdo and keep up with each other, the development of a Spitfire was very quick, as was the Messerschmitt 109. So through the war, we went through Mark 1s to Mark 21s as quick as, and we've got between those marks here today, we've Mark 1s, 5s, 8s, 9s, an 11, a very famous photo reconnaissance one, a couple of the most valuable Spitfires in the world. Here, a famous Mark 9 MH434 owned by Squadron Leader Ray Hanna of the Red Arrows, EP120 owned by the Fighter Collection, all with history and all with wartime heritage.
Well, thank you so much. And just very briefly, how long is this exhibition open for? It's not quite open today. We are the first channel to be here. When does it open until?
Right, we're open from the 27th. Families and visitors can come and see this fantastic collection from the 27th of December, and we will be open till the 20th of February.
Brilliant. Well, you can probably hear some of the planes. I can see them in the corner of my eye coming in and out. But look, it's just absolutely amazing to be here. I hope you enjoy this beautiful view behind me.
Well, Amelia, thank you so much. So, Amelia there, of course, at the Duxford Aerodrome and at the Duxford Imperial War Museum. And they've assembled the largest collection of Supermarine Spitfire aircraft under one roof. So incredible.
I was just saying, well, it's amazing that people, when you think about it, the amount of people who just went up in those and fought the Germans.
Absolutely,
and whatever, it's incredible, isn't it, really? But anyway.